anybody is thinking that we have more said about us or more visibility, if they're saying that, that's exactly what I try to do. And I do want to keep them talking about the Cowboys and have from the day I got here. And so, again, I'm smiling and I'm saying it with all the positive in the world. If we've got them talking about us, we're doing our job.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. So it was NFC, AFC Championship week. Man, we got some really good football, right? And so I'll start with the Jerry Jones clip that I just played. Now, throughout this weekend, I really just watched both games and I said to myself, you know, I'm on Twitter. I'm looking at the comments. I'm watching the game at the same time because that's ultimately what I do during big games. And I just kept seeing Cowboy fans compare. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I did that too. But I just kept seeing Cowboys fans. If we had we didn't have this, or if we had done this, then we'll be here. I looked at both games and I said to myself, the Cowboys did not belong in this weekend. Why is that, you say? We as Cowboys have to understand that there's a level of football that we're just not at. You know, we have the glitz and glamour. We know how to we have mastered how to win 10 plus games. We have mastered how to win the NFC East. When it comes to the NFC East, you know what I'm saying, we are levels above the competition there. But when it goes outside the NFC East, we don't know how to match the intensity of big games. You know, I remember a couple years ago we went over to Kansas City, and they knew how to grind it out and get and beat us. You saw in Buffalo this year. Whenever we face a quarterback or a coaching staff that knows how to grind out these close games, these high intensity matchups, even though they're not even on the biggest stage, we falter. And a lot of that has to do with structure, it has to do with environment. Like, if you think about it, right? Survival of the fittest, right? When they tell you about that, or when you study that, you realize that the environment can kind of help you deal with adversity, how to deal with battles, how to deal with fighting, right? Like, as a fighter, the fighters that have the best fighters, a lot of the time they get better work in sparring than they get in the actual match. That's not us. We don't build it that way. You know, we build our championship fighters to believe that they are much better than they are. We give them cupcake sparring partners. We don't give them adverse situations to practice, meaning everything is given to our guys for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, Grandpa Jerry gonna come in and undercut his coach, but then he's gonna talk to the media because he's in on the game plan meetings, and he wants to give the injury reports and all that type of stuff. He just sat right there and told you, if they're talking about that's a win for them, bro. This season was a success for Jerry. These success anytime these successes of being in profit is a win for them. And as long as he's GM and owner, as you saw right there, this is what we're going to get, where we don't belong in this weekend. I'm actually glad we didn't make it to this weekend because we didn't deserve we didn't deserve that. We didn't deserve to be on the stage like the Detroit Lions or the Baltimore Ravens. We weren't cut from the same cloth as those guys. They were built different. They were coached different. I'll talk about the Detroit coaching situation though. We'll talk about that. But in the Baltimore KC game, the team with championship DNA that prevailed. You know, the team with championship DNA showed up, and the Baltimore defense showed up too. They did. You know what I'm saying? But Lamar in that offense, like Zay Flowers, getting down there and holding the ball out and they smacking it out. But a couple plays before that, having a big play and then 15 yards ripped from you because you don't know how to handle success. Championship DNA is real. Kansas City came out with their hair on fire on offense, drove up and down the field, and then throughout the game, what they did was they found a way to manage that lead. The opposite of what Detroit was able to do. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City was up. They found a way to stay up. They found a way to stay poised when Baltimore made big plays. And ultimately, there's a reason why Patrick Mahomes has been to 6 straight championship games, has a 13-3 overall playoff record. The only times that he has lost is 2 AFC championship games and the Super Bowl. The formula is right there, guys. They've shown for the world what the formula is, but at the same time, not everybody can carry out that formula. You want to say, oh, look what running and defense can do for Pat Mahomes. There were times he didn't have defense and running and was still winning. See, winning doesn't have a set formula, but when you're a winner, you find ways to win. Pat know he don't got to throw 500 times for them to win this year. He knows what the makeup is of their team. Andy Reid knows what the makeup is of their team. They lost a play caller last year in Eric Bieniemy, one of the creative minds. They still found a way to physical their way to a Super Bowl. Kansas City was not known as a physical team. As a matter of fact, going into this game, I would have bet that Baltimore would have out physical them. They found a way to out physical Baltimore. They found a way to out Baltimore in Baltimore, and that's why they're wearing the caps. You know what I'm saying? Championship DNA don't look the same every year. Championship DNA, it evolves, just like real life, just like biology, right? And then you look at the Lions game and the San Francisco game, and Detroit jumped up and we're playing high-level football, and their coach decides to go against the flow of the game. This is why I'm against analytics. I don't even know what analytics. I don't even know if this is analytics. This might have just been him being stubborn. But when you go against the flow of the game, when the flow is in your favor, the flow is going to find a way to go in the other direction. I forget. I think it was like Newton's third law or something like that. And the force or the acceleration that you give in going against the flow, that thing is going to come right back against you. And that's what happened. Detroit, on a 4th-and-2, they were up 24-10. All they had to do was kick a field goal. And not kicking the field goal allowed San Francisco back in the game with one big play to Ayuk. And then next thing, and Detroit drops the pick. But they spent the rest of the time while San Fran was coming back and chipping away. They kept trying to get everything back with one play. And again, championship DNA, experience. Detroit was inexperienced. San Francisco had been in the championship game the year prior, had experience. This time they had Purdy. Purdy made some plays with his legs. Go figure. Purdy was the game changer this weekend with his legs. Cam Newton somewhere is going to have to answer to that, but that's beside the point. San Francisco had the experience. They chipped away. They did not panic like our Cowboys panic. They didn't panic. They just chipped away, kept making plays, kept making stops, and they got back into the game, and they won it, man. Hats off to them because it's not easy doing what they did. They were down 17 points at home. They could have milled it in. They didn't do it. So I say all that to say this. We didn't belong in that weekend. We didn't have the same type of makeup, roster-wise, mental-wise, coaching-wise, organization-wise. We didn't have the makeup. And quite frankly, the only thing that I want to do right now is look at what the winners are doing and kind of, okay, that's what you're supposed to do in that situation because that's ultimately what I do. See, what losers do and what losing mentality and people who are used to losing, what they do. I'm not used to losing, and I never will be used to losing. As a Cowboys fan, yeah, but in life, no. Um, but what losers do is they find a way to bring other people down. So we're gonna trash Lamar. We're gonna trash golf. You know what I'm saying? Nah, don't trash them. Let's find a way to get in the situation that they were in. You know what I'm saying? Because they did something to get there. Not saying that that's the ultimate goal, but in order to get to the ultimate goal, you got to get to where they went through. Golf has been the two of those games. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we just have to figure it out. We have to figure it out. I don't know how else to say it, but I appreciate everybody for stopping by, man. Championship DNA prevailed, and we have the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers duking it out once again. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Oh, one more thing too. To talk about what Jerry said about, people talking about the Cowboys. Have y'all looked at the Google Trends? When you win, when you in the big game, they talk about you even more. But hey, what do I know? I'm out. Peace.